We would appreciate it if you could explain why you favor our real estate over the moon's real estate. We've heard lunar property is all the rage these days. In addition, we usually require potential partners to answer the following question. As a sign of their commitment, if a woodchuck could chuck wood, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
Great question.
Mm-hmm.
This is Bo Barron, CCIM.
And this is Timmy Barron, ADHD.
He's going to teach me about commercial real estate. This.
Oh, I just went all ADHD on you. And this is Commercially Speaking.
Yes. What are you teaching me now? What are we talking about now? What are we doing right now?
Well, you introduced me to ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
Like I heard about it from you first. And
Right.
then I took a course on ChatGPT via the Massimo group from our friend Rod Santomassimo. And so we've been implementing ChatGPT into our business. And
Oh,
so,
really?
Man, I thought we would just talk about how you can use ChatGPT in commercial real estate and just in general. And I thought I would start off with how we used it in kind of a funny way. Well, my top producer, Todd Humphreys, he gets this email asking for more information on a piece of property. So he sends them information, and then he gets this email and says, "Thank you for the email." No punctuation there. Next paragraph, "Kindly proceed and draft the offer. I'm presently residing in Hong Kong, and my investment broker is on standby to issue payment as soon as documents are reviewed and signed. I would like to settle all the upfront and full payment via a lawyer that is vast in business purchase dealing prior to the closing of the purchase. Hence, I will solicit your help in helping to get a reputable firm within your jurisdiction to help out with the escrow. Please stay safe out there. Regards, Mr. Wong."
Yeah.
Okay, so we get an email like this, and Todd forwards it to me, and all he says are two words: good grief. So I thought, man, what would happen if I got ChatGPT to send me or to create for me an email response that will at least waste this knucklehead's time? Here's my prompt. I'm wanting to waste the time of an internet spammer who is posing as a Chinese businessman and wanting us to write an offer on some real estate we have listed for sale. Will you write me an email response that sounds somewhat legitimate but is full of craziness? I want this person to read the email and be somewhat confused but also intrigued. Or here's what it gave me. "Dear esteemed business partner, I'm incredibly delighted to have received your proposition regarding the real estate we currently have listed. Your inquiry has risen amongst many like a giraffe in a field of zebras, an event and as usual as a camel on a surfboard. To give an offer, I must consult with my board of directors. Interestingly, our board includes Mr. Roberto, a retired Italian opera singer, and Miss Penelope, a renowned culinary wizard known for her tuna fish lasagna. Both individuals, while exceptionally talented in their respected fields, are regrettably inexperienced in real estate. Yet they are fiercely determined to understand the intricacies of this deal, demonstrating a dedication that could outshine a solar-powered flashlight."
Whoa.
That's outshining right there.
Yeah.
Moreover, the process could take slightly longer than anticipated as our decision-making process involves a rather unconventional method. We usually meet under the oldest willow tree in the city park at the stroke of midnight, where the moon's illumination facilitates our discussions. When a decision is reached, we notify the swans in the adjacent pond. Their honks are considered an affirmation of our decision, and only then can we proceed. We would appreciate it if you could explain why you favor our real estate over the moon's real estate. We've heard lunar property is all the rage these days. In addition, we usually require potential partners to answer the following question. As a sign of their commitment, if a woodchuck could chuck wood, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
Great question.
Mm-hmm. We understand that our process might appear unconventional, but we believe in the wisdom of the unique and unusual. We look forward to hearing your response and progressing our lunar dreams together with the utmost enthusiasm. So before I get into any more of this, tell me from your experience, how would you even describe what ChatGPT is?
For speaking, it is really good at predicting what the next word will be. So it's strictly around writing in words and code and repetitive patterns around speech patterns and communication.
Yeah, it's just great at language. I don't remember what the first time I I messed around with this, but I think I asked it to describe a property, and I didn't really give it much information. And it gave me this great description, but not of the property that I needed.
I was just looking through some of our old videos, especially when we were going to talk about ChatGPT. I was really excited to show it to you and do it, and you're just checked out. You're just like, okay, like, go ahead, Timmy.
I have a little bit of an anti-follow the crowd personality.
Yeah.
And if everybody's just raving about this thing, I just want to be kind of anti and not be the guy that follows the crowd. But in this case, I think this is going to be ubiquitous. If you've never been on ChatGPT and you want to search for it, type in OpenAI in a Google search. You'll find it. Sign up with a free account. You can use this for free. Now, having said that, go ahead and get the paid version. And if you're going to use it for business, like, it's just worth it. So the prompt is the key. So one of the things that I had it do, again, this was, through that Mossimo Group course, we had it write my bio. Nobody likes writing their own bio. It's just tedious. What do I include? What do I not? How do I frame it? All this stuff. So the prompt that we used was some version of this. I tell ChatGPT, hey, look, you're a Forbes writer, and you're going to interview me for my profile in Forbes magazine. Ask me questions one at a time until you get enough information to write my profile and my biography. In a nutshell, that was it. I hit enter, and it just starts asking me questions. Mm-hmm. And I start entering them in. And it's like having a conversation, like it responds to what you say. Oh, that's very interesting. And then all of a sudden it spits out your bio. Mm-hmm. And my first thought was, it's way too long. Like it's more like a magazine profile on somebody. And so then I said, look, cut that down to 800 words. And then boom, spits it out again, 800 words. And I'm like, cut that down to 3 paragraphs. Boom, spits it out in 3 paragraphs. Cut that down to 60 words. Boom, cuts it down to 60. Cut it down to 15 words. Boom, spits it out in 15 words. And all of them are usable in different contexts. Mm-hmm. And if you don't like the writing style, like, you can tell it, hey, rewrite that more from an intellectual point of view as opposed to an enthusiastic point of view. And it'll just change the whole tone and basically spit it out again. And you can just continue to work with it and say, okay, try it again this time, but emphasize more of my commercial real estate experience versus my time in the Marine Corps. And it'll just spit it out again. And you just continue to work with it until you have something that's usable. And it's so much better than anything you'd write on your own. And I actually fancy myself as a pretty good writer, but like,
you are.
Nobody wants to write bios all day or your own or what. So anybody listening to this that's in business at all can go on there and tell it to interview you and write your bio. And you're going to have something there that's usable. And I can almost guarantee you that it's going to be better than what you do on your own.
The name of this podcast was given to us by ChatGPT.
That's right. I forgot about that. So how did you interface with ChatGPT?
Well, the other cool thing about ChatGPT with this is you can go back and look at every conversation. Just to take what you were saying a step further, it will remember everything that we've already talked. Not remember. I mean, it's there and filed. So I'll pull it up right now. So this is right at the beginning of me using it. I'd used it to write a few like show clips or whatever. Mm-hmm. Shia LaBeouf allegations. I don't even know what that is. Might be a sketch. So give me 5 1 to 2 word names for a podcast about commercial real estate made simple. And there's like profit real estate simplified, easy commercial, real estate 101 smart property. And I just said 5 more. Real estate insights, commercial 101, estate matters, reality pro. Now 5 that include puns. Ooh, Propertunity knocks. What? Yeah.
No. I just like the prompt was like, now give me something with some creativity built in. Like,
right.
Tell me some puns. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew we wanted it. We knew we wanted some kind of character that was you and me. So Propertunity knocks. The reality bites. A state of mind. Commercially speaking. There it is right there.
And that was the winner. And I instantly thought, that's it. That's the.
Yeah.
I didn't even know at the time that you used ChatGPT to generate that.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about an opportunity that I have. I'm teaching CI102 in August in Memphis. They contacted me and they said, hey, would you mind staying an extra day and doing a workshop on the Site to Do Business. And the Site to Do Business is a tool built on a GIS product, but it's one of these programs that it's so powerful that it's not that easy to use. And so they wanted me to do a one-day workshop on how to use this tool, because it's one of the main benefits of being a part of the CCIM Institute is you have access to this tool. And so I said, sure. And then I thought, well, I got to create this thing. And it's like, maybe ChatGPT can help me create.
Ha-ha!
So let me show you how I did this. This was the query. I want you to act as a workshop planner. You will be responsible for outlining a full day workshop that will start at 8 a.m. and finish at 5 p.m. with 1 hour for lunch. This workshop is about how to use the Site to Do Business website, which is a GIS-based geospatial tool built on Esri, the most powerful mapping and spatial analytics technology available. The purpose of the, I should have said workshop, is for commercial real estate brokers and professionals to learn how to use the tool in their businesses to generate profits. I want you to interview me about the main topics of the workshop and then create the schedule. So here's what it says. First, let's discuss the main topics you'd like to cover in the workshop. Please answer the following questions. Now, what I forgot to do in the prompt was tell it to ask me one question at a time. I'd prefer it to kind of go back and forth, but that's a preference thing. You don't have to do that.
Sure.
So it just told me, here's the 5 questions I want you to answer. So I answered those questions.
Yeah.
And here's my workshop outline. So then I said, please redo the schedule with a start time at 8:30, reduce the time for group presentations and feedback, and add a Q&A session to wrap up the workshop. Right? So now I'm just starting to tweak it. So then it spits it out again. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to have ChatGPT interview me again about the pieces of collateral, the actual exercises that we do. And I bet it can create the worksheets for me and do all of that stuff. Like I'm going to use it as a tool to help save me time, but I'm giving it all the information.
It's helping you organize your thoughts. It's like,
and so now the Memphis chapter of the CCIM Institute is running that through Tennessee's approval authorities, because I've got this great outline. You know, it looks like something I've done maybe 50 times. We're getting continuing education credit for it, which makes it more valuable to the people who are going to attend, and probably will help the Memphis chapter sell out the room. I was really, I was impressed. I was excited. I was like, this is way easier to get the outline that I needed to give a great day of education.
Yeah,
so,
phenomenal. Are you going to show us the property listing?
Part of what we do when we're trying to win business is we create sample marketing. Like, this is what the marketing is going to look like. We call it a proposal. But the hardest part about that, the part that I think is the weakest, is how we actually describe the property. Let's do this industrial property listing.
Sweet.
So I'm telling you, you're an expert copywriter and will interview me about an industrial property that is in the middle of Owensboro. After the interview, you're going to create a 4-paragraph description of the property for a leasing brochure to market the space for the best potential buyer. And here I'm telling it exactly what I want. The copy needs to be informational or informative and persuasive. And our target audience is an industrial manufacturer, distribution and warehousing company, or an investor. So please ask me questions about the space one at a time. I said, sure, let's start the interview. Could you describe the buildings on the property? And so I give it all this information about the property. And then it spits out this. Dive into the heart of Owensboro with this robust 7.4-acre industrial property. Comprised of 4 functional buildings, it boasts a surprising array of features, 3+ acres of fenced drop yards. This property nestles within 10 Memphis County Regional Airport, blah, 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 blah. Strategically located, et cetera. To this, the fact to heavy industrial zoning, on blah, 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 et cetera. Springboard for the future growth potential of Owensboro, your company's success story. All right, that's way better than I would do, but I didn't love it. It was long. So I was like, please rewrite as 33% more concise. And it does. It gives me this. Now I tweaked this one to make it sound a little bit more like I actually wrote it, make it sound like me. This is what I used in the marketing proposal. The other one, I've got a new piece of property that's coming online in about a month. And I'm leasing it out by the office. We talked about this model in a previous episode. But I thought, man, I'll use ChatGPT and help me market this thing. And then it gives me this. Escape the chaos, embrace the focus. Your ideal workspace awaits. Now listen to this. This sounds pretty good. Have you ever found yourself staring at the kitchen table, yearning for a real desk? Maybe you tried to drown out the relentless barks of the family dog or the persistent knocks of the mailman just to focus on your work. It's a familiar story to many home-based professionals, and we've got a solution that's as much a breath of fresh air as it is a breath of relief. Welcome to, blah, blah, blah. Then I ask it, now take this copy and turn it into a short video script that will promote this space that we're calling the Southtown Hub. And this, I remember sending this to you, Timmy, because I was like, man, can you actually help me make this video? But check this out. It gives me opening scene, a panning shot of the kitchen table, strewn with papers, a barking dog, mailman knocking, children playing in the background. And the narrator voiceover says, ever found yourself yearning for a workspace that's more than just your kitchen table? Trying to tune out the relentless barks, the knocks, and the distractions? Cut to a slow transition to a modern, serene office space. And it gives me this might be a 30-second video, but it's giving me what the B-roll looks like, the different cuts, the voiceovers. And I was like, man, when it comes to language, really doesn't matter what kind of business you're in, commercial real estate or anything else. You use language all the time. So here's something I haven't tried yet. But you can tell ChatGPT to role play with you.
Should we try it now?
Well, you want? Well, let's try it and see what happens.
You're not sharing the screen, by the way.
Well, I'm about to.
You forgot last time.
Yep, it's true. Okay, so you click New Chat, and you can choose ChatGPT 3.5 right now. This is current, or ChatGPT 4. The difference is 3.5 is faster, and there's no cap on how much you can use it. GPT-4 is the most capable, it's the smartest, but it caps at 25 messages every 3 hours. So you can cap this out pretty quickly.
Wow.
And then you have to switch back to ChatGPT 3.5 or whatever.
Yeah, but the thing about ChatGPT-4, like it uses the internet or all the information on the internet.
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, okay.
I'm still figuring out how to use it. I don't understand all the behind the curtain stuff.
Yeah.
So let's see what this will look like. So I would say multifamily property owner, you own 100 units.
This is
I'm
fun.
calling you to win your business and get you to sell your property.
I see.
By hiring me as your commercial real estate broker. This will be a simulated phone call. I want you to be difficult and mean as I've interrupted you and you don't like it.
Whoa.
Okay, so I'm going to make this hard on myself.
Yeah.
And let's see what it says.
Holy shit. This is awesome.
Yes, hello. Who is this? I'm extremely busy right now, so this better be good.
Oh my God.
My name is Bo Barron. The reason I'm calling is to schedule a meeting because many owners like you of multifamily property owners have recently been surprised at how valuable their properties have become and have decided to sell and capture the gain.
Surprised? Oh, I think I have a pretty good grasp on what my properties are worth, thank you very much. And just so you know, I'm not some naive owner who needs a fast-talking broker to tell me what to do with my assets. Also, did I give you permission to call?
Woo.
That's pretty good. So
That's
I
really
encounter that, many of my current clients said the same thing when I called them until they realized that, what are they going to realize? That until they realize that I can save them time and help them provide legacy wealth for generations of their family. Is that a goal of yours, to provide generational wealth to your family?
I don't need some stranger on the phone dictating my goals, Bo. My intentions and plans for my family are none of your business. And I am more than capable of managing my wealth and ensuring it proves its purpose. I'm not convinced I need a broker for that, let alone you.
So you don't have to make the guy mean and nasty like I did.
I really
thought that'd be fun, but I was starting to feel pretty beat down,
Right. I really.
Because
You mean like
I've never had a call go that poorly before.
Right. Man, I was all like, let's see if we can win him over. Let's win him over.
Yeah. But yeah, you could tell ChatGPT you're a multifamily owner. You have 3 to 5 different properties of around 100 units each. Now, tell me, like your 5 biggest concerns about what you own. Now, give me 5 emotional hooks that can tap in to each one of those. And for every one of those 5, it'll give you like 5 headlines for blog posts and you can start to get this to create all kinds of ideas for content that you can put out.
It's amazing. Let me ask you this, knowing how archaic commercial real estate is as an industry, and just how you were like, a lot of people are like, if it's mainstream, everyone's going to it. Meh. Do you think that this will be received well or used in commercial real estate like it is in many other fields that we are seeing?
I don't think every broker or every business person needs to learn how to use ChatGPT well. I think everybody needs somebody on their team who can use it well.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I heard a guy, Dan Sullivan, was strategic coach. He's like, look, I understand the power of the technology, and I also understand that I'm not the guy to use the technology. I need a human being in between me and the technology who can do it.
Sure.
I'm starting to see, and I'm not one of these people I'm going to mention, but I'm starting to see people on Twitter especially is a very robust commercial real estate community. And I'm starting to see some people on there that they're giving a tremendous amount of value. They've gained a tremendous amount of influence very, very quickly. I'm sitting here thinking, like, I could have ChatGPT say, look, this is what I want to communicate on Twitter over the next month.
Yeah.
I want to give great value on these topics. Can you help me create 50 tweets that communicate this, and this? And it'll just spit it out. And then you can schedule all that stuff and tweak it, make it your own. But, it can just save you so much time.
The stuff that they're posting is what? Is it like questions? Or is it just tweets?
A lot of them are just like, hey, I negotiated this deal today, and this was the roadblock. This is how I handled it. And I'm reading these things going, holy moly, I can use that information.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to try that next time. That's a great idea. It's great information. All right. So question for you.
Yeah.
Do we even have a quickie quiz on this one? It's not like I'm teaching you anything.
I don't think so. No. This is more of a discovery together.
In that case, here's my question for the people who are watching and listening this episode. I want to know how you're using this. Like, I want to be able to learn from you. So in the comments, let me know how you're using ChatGPT, or if you found this valuable at all. And I'd encourage us, especially on this episode, let's learn from each other. This is new. This is not going away. This is going to continue to accelerate and change. My guess is if somebody listens to this 6 months from now, or even 3 months from now, a lot of what we've communicated will be just kind of outdated because everything's changing and getting faster and better and smarter so quickly.
So fast.
Yeah, let's hear from you on this one. I really want to know, what am I missing? What haven't I thought of yet?